Well, I think the point is there's no really rush for me to figure out what's next. I'll know when I know, and it's a day after the season. So I think for all of us, we can all decompress a bit. It's been 6 straight months of football every day, consumed by day in and day out football, and I think now it's just some time to spend some time with my family and spend some time with my kids. The biggest difference now that I'm older is I have kids now too. And I care about them a lot as well. They've been my biggest supporters. My wife is my biggest supporter. It pains her to see me get hit out there. She deserves what she needs from me as a husband, and my kids deserve what they need from me as a dad. I'm going to spend some time with them and give them what they need, because they've really been giving me what I need the last 6 months to do what I love to do. And, I said this a few years ago, it's what relationships are all about. It's not always what I want. It's what we want as a family. And, I'm going to spend a lot of time with them and, figure out in the future what's next.
Tom Brady from 1 week ago on the Let's Go podcast. Here's what I think happened over the weekend. Here's my theory.
Yeah.
On Friday, Jason Lockenfor of CBS reported that, and it was kind of vague, kind of sketchy, but it was people in Brady's inner circle think that maybe, possibly, it could be coming soon. It wasn't concrete, but when I woke up Saturday morning, I saw it. Someone sent it to me, and I thought, hey, you know what? I looked at it. I vetted it. It's like,
yeah,
I'm writing it. You know why I'm writing it? Because Tom Brady sells. I'm sorry. We got to play the hits sometimes. And I couched it all appropriately. Maybe, possibly, could be. Wouldn't be surprised if he did. That kind of stuff. It's a story that's been ongoing, and we're trying to figure out what he's going to do. I think once that landed, and I know this sounds horribly, I don't know what the word is, not humble. Once it got on PFT, that's when they shifted into overdrive everywhere. We got to track it down. We got to figure out what's going on. We got to break the news that Tom Brady's retiring. Look, the bat signal's out. He may be retiring soon. Let's go find it. ESPN thought they found it. ESPN reported it, and it was one of those 2-name specials, Jeff Darlington and Adam Schefter, although only one of them is getting dragged for what ultimately happened. And here's what
why
happened.
Is that? Why is only one of them getting dragged?
and we've heard the talk before, and this is where we peel back the curtain and we're honest with people about what really goes on. There's kind of a feeling in Bristol that when somebody other than Adam Schefter has a big story, they're like contractually required to weld his name onto it too, even if he didn't have anything to do with it. And if that's true, the ultimate irony is he's the one that it's blowing up on.
Yeah, right.
Not the guy who possibly brought it to the table. And Chris, here's the other side of it. Shefty is so well known for the guy that gives us the news 5 minutes before it's going to be announced, that when I saw that story on Saturday, I assumed that within 5 minutes to 50 minutes, somewhere in that window, we were going to have the official announcement.
Yeah,
and there was
sure.
a TB12 social media post that kind of confirmed it, maybe assuming the same thing the rest of us did, that if Shefty's gotten it, it's not because he's reporting something that somebody doesn't want out. He's reporting something that someone does want out, and they're handing it to him before they officially announce it, because that's the way the sausage gets made. That's the other irony. The one time that he reports something, or at least his name is attached to a report, that they don't want out, it blows up in his face. He'll probably never do that again. He's going to go back to giving us all a 5-minute heads up before a transaction happens. It's safer that way. So and that's the statement on the screen from Don Yee, Tom Brady's agent, which did nothing to shout down the news. But between the reporting that Tom Brady personally called the Buccaneers and said, I haven't made a decision, and Tom Brady's dad shouting from the mountaintops, Tom hasn't made a decision on whether or not he's going to retire, that made for a very interesting Saturday and Sunday, because now where it stands, nobody really knows. I still think he's going to retire. I don't think they make that push if they don't know something the rest of us don't know. But unless he changes his mind in direct response to the fact that somebody reported prematurely he's going to retire, I think he is going to retire.
It seems that way. I mean, again, I don't think anybody did prematurely anything here. This, to me, just has the smell of Brady has told some people he's going to retire, and he told too many people within his own camp, and somebody talked. Somebody seems to always talk to Jeff Darlington. He always has a story about Brady. Schefter, of course, we know is piped into Michigan and has had a lot of stories with Brady as well. To me, that's what it looks like more than anything. It looks like it totally went down where Brady's told people it's gonna be over. I'm gonna retire, and it got out. And then it started to get reported. And then I think ultimately what he looked at Brady and went, wait, again, I'm Tom Brady and I want to make a retirement, but I think Tom Brady is cool in the fact that he didn't want it to be this weekend. He didn't want it to take away from Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy Garoppolo and what they're doing. I do believe that too. And that to me is what it looks and smells like, in my opinion, Mike, that it got out. He's going to go that way. You talk to people around the NFL. Most people think it's going that way. Certainly. He just didn't like the timing of it, so they tried to put the toothpaste back in the toothpaste bottle like you talk about.
And here's the other side of it, too. To the extent that he doesn't want a farewell tour, I already said last week, logic and common sense suggest he's going to retire because
yeah, that's a really good point.
Will be a farewell tour.
Right.
It's going to be even more of a farewell tour now
yes.
if he doesn't retire after the big deal that was made on
right.
Saturday. Here's something I heard over the weekend, and look, usually this kind of I don't know that it's true. It's kind of rattling around. What may have happened. I don't know this for sure, but what may have happened is he may have intended the final episode of that documentary that no one's watching, presumably to his great chagrin, Man in the Arena or whatever it's called. In his final episode, that's when he was going to announce his retirement, in that. And that got out. Which, if that's the case, if ESPN blew up his plan for this dramatic reveal on a documentary that is televised exclusively by ESPN Plus, that would definitely throw a wedge in the relationship between Tom Brady and ESPN, if that's the case. And look, I say this jokingly. It would be the ultimate old-school Italian spite move. So I would have to make Tom Brady an honorary Italian if he pulls this off. I know nothing about his 23andMe ancestry. I don't know if he has any Italian in him anywhere. But as somebody who is 95% plus Southern Italian, as documented by Ancestry.com, I will tell you this. The ultimate Italian spite move would be for Tom Brady to play for one more year, just as the middle finger to ESPN and whoever leaked it for reporting it. Goes to Giselle and says, hey, Giselle, I'm sorry. I know I'm playing. I got to play one more year now. I'm sorry. I got to play one more year just to prove to these no-good sons of you-know-whats that they weren't right about me. I got to play one more year. Hey, I'm kidding. I'm
But
just
you're
saying
not.
he's honorary. He's honorary Italian if he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you're just rumors here, though. You don't have anything concrete there.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, nothing. It's just me having fun.
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm just saying if he would do it, if he would be sufficiently pissed off that it got out,
right.
sufficiently pissed off that ESPN reported it, that he would come back and play one more year because of that. If he would play one more year for spite, that is an all-in, awesome Italian boss move. Because maybe other nationalities do it too, but I know the Italians do it.
No,
there are plenty of things I've done out of spite. There are plenty of things I've done out of spite that I was not going to do. And playing a full year of football when you were otherwise done, that takes the cake. That makes you the honorary Italian-American Man of the Year, non-Italian Italian-American Man of the Year, if he does it. I don't think he will.
Well, it's safe to say,
I
think it's safe to say he has no Italian in him, okay? I'm going to bet that. I'm willing to bet some big money that his Ancestry.com says he has zero Italian. All right, that's the first thing I'll say. But if he does pull some move like that, then we'll call him like Tommy Corleone Brady if he does something like that. That would be amazing. But I don't know, Mike. In my heart of hearts, I think you're the same way as me. I feel like it's coming. I don't know if it comes later this week, maybe it's after the Super Bowl, but all signs point towards Brady's going to retire. It's done. And if it is, what a cool way to go out, nonetheless. I know he didn't win the Super Bowl, but still, at 44, the year he had, the fact that he's still throwing lasers all over the football field. If he did retire now, you don't, unlike most people who have stayed around as long as he has, we're going to go away with our lasting images of Tom Brady going, damn, they were still pretty good. He was 44, but holy crap. I mean, he still was the man and making unbelievable throws all over the place and hanging in there against a Rams team that was hitting them and beating them up. And he hung in there and brought them back and helped them, make that game competitive. So either way, Brady's amazing. We know that, and we'll see where it goes. But I think he's going to retire.
On one of the many occasions when he made it clear he was going to play next year, before all of a sudden he wasn't.
I know, right.
He talked about how he never wants to turn on a game and say, I can still do it. These guys suck. Well, you better not watch any football next year, Tommy, because next year especially you're going to think you could still do it. So we'll see how the week goes. And the Let's Go podcast, I presume a new episode drops tonight. I have a feeling that will be the most
all
listened
the tough
to episode
questions will be asked, I'm sure. They'll nail him down and corner him, and we'll get the real answers on that podcast tonight.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great though? And Jim, I don't mean anything. I'm not trying to be a jerk here any more than usual. Wouldn't it be great though if we get the Jim Gray interrogating Pete Rose for tonight's
that would be
Let's
great.
Go podcast?
That would
I have
be.
a feeling we won't, but it
Yeah.
would be great if we did.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.